Good morning, guys. I feel like I do all my videos in the morning. One day I'll say good evening, good afternoon. But we're going to talk about a few things today. Hopefully you guys are good. It is halfway through the week. You guys are probably watching this sometime in the middle of the week. But if that is what you're doing, then I hope that you're having a good week. First thing I want to talk about, a new channel that I discovered that I've really been liking. Her name is Mickey Atkins. Some of you guys might subscribe to her. She's not a huge channel. I think she has around 80,000, 90,000 subscribers. But she's awesome. So she's like a licensed social worker, I believe. I don't want to mess that up, but I'm pretty sure that that's what she is. She has talked about the Duggars. Excuse me. She has talked about Girl Defined and a few other people as well. Her videos are so amazing. First of all, she does some reactions, which I really like. But she talked about Christian-based counseling. And this is something that I've talked about too in passing. So many of these Christian influencers say, oh, well, you just need to pray a little more. You need to do this. You need to do that. Well, Mickey found an entire ass company where it's faith-based, so it's Christian-based. Girl Defined was pushing it, shocker. But it's faith-based counseling, but it's not actual qualified counselors that like went to school for mental health counseling or therapy, or they're not psychologists or psychiatrists. These are people who paid $100 to be able to take a class with this company, and then the company sends these people, once they complete their training course, to talk to you. And essentially what it is, more Bible thumping. But I've talked about this so often, where I understand that faith is a very large part of people's journey, and that's amazing. If prayer has helped you through a really hard time, if going to church has helped you, I think that's great. The problem that I've always had is, let's stop telling people to pray more if they're actually having a mental health crisis or a mental health issue. Instead of saying, well, you need to talk to God about it, I don't like that they don't offer up actual counseling from someone who is actually qualified. That's where I get, I don't want to say in my feelings, but it's a problem. It's a problem to tell people that they need to go to church instead of going to see someone who's licensed to help them through mental health issues. And let's just say that someone who is having some mental health issues or going through a really hard time in their life comes across Girl Defined, and I forget which sister was shilling this company. It really doesn't matter. Let's just say someone was going to go ahead and look into this company. A lot of times, mental health issues require medication. And that's something too that a lot of, people like Girl Defined, many of them don't believe in medication. Many of them don't believe in, being medicated for a certain problem. Now you have these people who are basically I paid $100 to become, this person on this website who's offering people help. They're not able to prescribe medication. The only medication that these people are going to be prescribing you is to look at your Bible. And there's no problem with, and obviously I've said this before, so I don't mean to be a broken record, but if you are someone who needs to be medicated, whether it's for anxiety, depression, ADHD, anything, there's a million different health complications, mental health and physical health. If you need to be medicated for any issue, there should not be shame placed at your feet because you're taking antidepressants. And you should not feel like, oh, I can't tell this person that I'm on medication because I know that they don't like people being medicated. But just to hear that there's a company where you can pay $100 and become someone who talks to people that are actually having mental health problems and need help, I could not believe that this even exists. Really, truly was sitting there like, what the hell am I watching? And here's the thing, Mickey also made this point in her video. If you're going to go see a counselor and you want it to be based in your religion, you can find people that are qualified and went to college and will be able to offer you that kind of treatment. However, going to see someone who paid $100 to get some certificate that they printed out of Microsoft Word is not, it's just not a responsible path to go down. And Girl Defined has a long history of promoting very questionable things on their platform. But obviously anything to do with mental health is very, very serious. So that was the thing with Girl Defined. Now let's move on to Brianna K. And I'm only using Brianna K as an example. I'm not trying to single her out or point fingers or anything like that, because I've seen tons of family vloggers do this. Brianna K, in her recent vlog that she posted on Mother's Day, she recorded at her daughter's school, and she didn't just record her daughter, she recorded all of these other kids that go to school at her daughter's school. Why in the world are we living in a society where literally you can have your child filmed because a fellow parent is a vlogger, and then your child is posted onto the internet when you had no clue that that was even on the agenda for that day? I can tell you guys for a fact that if my child was unknowingly put onto a YouTube vlog or an Instagram reel or a TikTok, I would be livid pissed. I don't understand why vloggers do this and they're not called out more often. And I don't understand where anyone, this goes back to this whole self-awareness idea. How do you have so little self-awareness that you're literally filming not only your child, but you're also filming other kids? You are uploading that raw footage into Final Cut or whatever you use. I think Brianna K uses iMovie. You're uploading it, you're watching it, you're editing it, You're exporting the vlog, you're uploading it to YouTube. You're probably, I would hope, reviewing it once it's up on YouTube, making a thumbnail, doing the tags, and not once did you think, you know what, maybe Mary doesn't want her son on YouTube. Maybe James doesn't want his daughter on my vlog. Not once does that cross anyone's mind. And it makes me mad no matter what the circumstances are. But the other thing that I see a lot is that quite often it's a vlog of kids dancing, or it's a vlog of kids at swim practice or at the pool. And as if just any vlog isn't bad enough, when you're talking about kids wearing short shorts or bathing suits, this is literally the content that peas seek out. Literally. And you're not only giving it to them for your child, but you're also doing the same for other kids who did not consent, because obviously kids can't consent, but their parents might not even know that they were in your vlog. Brianna K also did this in Disney. I remember last year, I talked about in a video that she was at Disney, they were at dinner, and she was filming her kids, but then there's all these other kids in the background. She took a clip when they were at the pool, and there was a mother and daughter in the background trying to, enjoy their time on their vacation, and they end up in Brianna K's vlog that, I don't know how many views that video had, but at this point that video could have 400,000 views on it. People like to watch Disney travel vlogs, so that's definitely that's not something that is going to slip under the radar or only get 500 views. There's such a responsibility when you have a platform, and it just feels like nobody cares. Nobody cares about others' privacy. Nobody cares about others' kids. Nobody cares about others' emotions or feelings that they might have about being put on the internet when they don't know that they were going to be a part of your vlog. It just feels like nobody cares. I'm nervous to film in stores like Anthropologie or Target sometimes. Unless I can get a shot of exactly what I'm looking at and not have anyone else in my shot, I don't feel comfortable putting that out. And that's not me putting myself on a pedestal and saying that I'm doing it right or anything, but I think about it. I used this example in a video a while ago, but I think it's so valid. What if Joe Smith is in my vlog and Joe Smith called out sick that day from work? And what if, because the internet works in mysterious ways, in my vlog I mention what day it is, and then Joe's colleague or boss happens to come across my video, especially when you have a big platform, you never know who's watching, and then Joe gets called into his boss's office because he was spotted in a vlog that I, as the creator, confirmed the date, and they had Joe as being out sick that day, and he gets written up, or even worse, fired. There's such a ripple effect when it comes to putting stuff online. You just never know who you're affecting, who could be watching, you don't know who could be thinking differently about your content. I don't know. And of course, I feel like I always have to say this. I'm not saying that I've done everything perfectly. I've had my fair share of fuck-ups. And I guarantee you there will be more in the future, because that's just the nature of being a human, making mistakes. And I know some people will be like, oh, well, just do your best and like you won't make mistakes. That's just not the way that it works, and I said a long time ago, commentary is kind of like a revolving door, because when you're giving your opinion on public content and public figures, at one point in time, you're going to have an opinion that someone disagrees with, and that one opinion could be enough for that person to unsubscribe from your channel. Maybe they just feel really strongly about this thing and it set them off, which is totally fine. Yeah, I just really don't understand how we got to this point where just filming other people is part of everyday business. But specifically, I have a big, big problem with filming other people's kids. And it's like, okay, I wonder how someone like Kendall Rich or Shannon Rose or Brianna K would react if they were in a public place and people were staring at their children. Pretty sure that they would rant about it on Instagram stories or have some sort of, they would definitely vocalize their issues. Oh, we were in Target and this weird lady was staring at my kids. But you're filming other people's kids and putting it onto your platforms. And I'm pretty much focused on the YouTube part of things. It's not even covering, them doing an Instagram story from Target and there's other kids in the background. It's just like, be responsible with your platforms. I don't know. I'm waiting for the day when a parent files a privacy claim against one of these videos because their child was uploaded without their consent. I am waiting for it. This is why waivers are signed, when you're talking about TV shows and stuff like that. Some of you might know, I haven't talked about it in a while, but I'm constantly watching Impractical Jokers. I love that show. Even repeats, I will watch them all. But with Impractical Jokers, if you see someone who has their face blurred, that means that there was not a consent form signed. Therefore, their face is blurred. Because when you're filming out in the middle of New York or in a grocery store, wherever, you cannot put that person on your show without their consent. And the same thing should apply to vlogs. It's just the way that it is. Do not blast my children or me on your channel without consent. It's pretty easy to go by. Now, I understand if some things are avoidable. Like, if you're filming yourself in a parking lot and there's someone who walks back there and you can, kind of not really see them, that's not what I'm talking about, because you can't control everything around you. But if you're literally filming someone else shopping for groceries in the store and you can actually that person is recognizable because of your vlog, that's what I'm talking about. So I've been watching a lot of Emily D. Baker's coverage of the Depp and Heard trial. And you guys know, I really like Emily. I like her personality. I like the way that she explains things. I think that she can take really complicated topics and break them down for, some moron like me to be able to understand them. But I've been watching a lot. I haven't been watching. I've been listening to it. And I mean, Amber Heard, I'm not gonna, there for a minute I was like, maybe I'll do a video once the trial is over. I'm not gonna do a video just because there are so many qualified professionals that are actually covering this trial, and me as someone who's not qualified is not going to bring anything. My point of view is not going to be unique or different, so I'm going to skip out on it. And there's a lot of people just like exploiting the hell out of this too, just all over YouTube, TikTok. Like, it's a public case, which is, you know, comes with the territory. But there's just a lot where I'm like, you know, really, like, do we need that many videos about this one little sentence that Amber Heard said? No, we don't, but whatever. That's just the internet. But if you guys are interested in the case and you want to hear from someone who is actually qualified to give commentary and explain things that are complicated in an easy to digest manner, go check out Emily's channel. Her videos are long, but they're really good to play in the background. And if you're interested in this trial, then the videos go by like this. I was so happy, you know, once I saw her growing. Now, I will say I haven't agreed with everything that Emily has said, but I don't agree with everything that anyone else says. Me, myself, I disagree with myself sometimes down the road. Just because opinions are ever changing and they're ever, you know, kind of being altered based on, you know, whatever's happening at the moment. But that being said, I respect Emily, and I think that she's extremely intelligent. And I was just so happy once I saw her growing on YouTube, you know, because I found her because of the Without a Crystal Ball lawsuit with Tati. And so I'm just glad to see her growing. I'm glad to see her, you know, platform getting bigger. And I know that Katie hates anyone who is more successful than her. And I think the fact that Emily has grown and just has this really dedicated group of people that love to watch whatever she talks about is the biggest fuck you to Katie. Because at the end of the day, a lot of times when you have someone on the other side of the screen that hates you, a lot of times the best revenge, if that's what you want to call it, is just to show your growth. Show your growth, show your consistency. If people want to twist it and be like, oh, she's something, you know, that she's clearly not, continuing to ignore them and be a good person and grow is the best fuck you to those people who hate you. And obviously I'm not talking about actual criticism, but there was definitely a little feud going on between Katie and, I don't even want to say Emily, but it was just Katie's pure distaste for Emily. And a lot of times when stuff like that surfaces, it's just jealousy. That's all it is. But either way, I think those are going to be my thoughts for today. I hope that you guys are doing well, having an amazing week, or whenever you're watching this, maybe it's the weekend. And yeah, so it's going to be a beautiful day. I might do a video at lunch. We'll see. So that's going to be it for now. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.